Portugal topic. Honestly, Gonçalo, it's my first time talking on tape. Bold, and I gotta say, Nuno Mendes, you're the best, not just left back, not just full back, you're one of the best players in the world, and following him since 2018-19, I'm so happy to see his development as a player, as a human being, and as a leader with the mindset to become the best left back ever in Portuguese history. So I'm really happy, and I had to start it here.
Brother. I think we were kind of disrespected, not really disrespected, but people didn't take us seriously when we mentioned that PSG were gonna be UCL champions, man.
You said it early.
We said it very, very, very early. We saw the talent way before most people did, and here we are. I mean, people need to start realizing that we know football, that we're not just some casual fans.
It's the Portuguese bias talk, and I'm a victim of it because it's Vitinha Portuguese bias, it's Nuno Mendes Portuguese bias, it's Gonçalo Ramos that he had a tough start at PSG, but people will understand the talent of Gonçalo Ramos. It's Ronaldos that I stated is one of the best players I've ever seen in the Portuguese league, especially at the age of 19. I said that, and people had the audacity to say Portuguese bias, Portuguese bias.
Exactly.
My friends, these are players that are world-class level, inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo. This is why it's beautiful. Rodrigo Moura, João Neves, Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, all these players were adolescents when Cristiano Ronaldo was conquering at Real Madrid. They were inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo growing up, and this is the way they give back, by trusting their leader. That, look, even Gonçalo, I have to say it at the start here of the Portuguese topic, people said that Cristiano Ronaldo is a bad example. People state that after the Euros exit. Yes, Ronaldo didn't score a goal, but how many people with the age of Cristiano Ronaldo could play at that level? And the Germany game was an answer to all the haters that state Penaldo, state so much blasphemy that Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm truly happy to see him in this team, and I'm truly happy that he's the leader of my national team, the reference of my country. Cristiano Ronaldo, obrigado, and if we win against Spain, it's because of Cristiano Ronaldo going bold. Don't forget that last game, hat-trick with a free kick goal of Ronaldo, man. That was insane what happened.
World Cup hat-trick. Man, that will stay in our memories forever.
But how are you feeling since you're a Man United fan in Portuguese too, Gonçalo, with this Cristiano Ronaldo talk? So many people have opinions on him now.
I don't understand. I don't understand how there's still even a talk about how much of an example Cristiano Ronaldo is to the Portuguese players. I mean, the most famous person in the world is not American, is not English. He's Portuguese. Not even just the influence he has in terms of football-wise, but he's also so famous because of the personality he has. He's contagious, and that goes through the whole national team. It has to be stated.
Is Cristiano Ronaldo more known than Elon Musk?
I think so, man. If we go by social media, he's the most followed person in the world. That's the main KPI to go by, I think.
It's true. No, it makes sense. Going from that to that, it makes sense. And obviously, so I like the fact that you agree with me in this sense. But 100%. People in the comment section, if you disagree, let us know in the comment section. Me and Gonçalo, we're both Portuguese. So we lived in Portugal, and we've seen what Cristiano Ronaldo did for us Portuguese. We're Euros contenders. We're World Cup contenders. We're in a Nations League final. We won the first Nations League that ever took place because of Cristiano Ronaldo. We're not scrubs anymore. We're not here to take parts. Yes. We're here to take over Portugal. And we're World Cup 2026 contenders because of this man. And I can guarantee you, Rodrigo Moura, João Neves, Vitinha, Diogo Costa, Nuno Mendes, Ruben Dias, Gonçalo Inácio, this amount of talent, Giovanni Kenda, that's going to turn up. So much talent will be crucial for us to win this World Cup. And again, we are contenders to win it, just like Spain, just like I'd say maybe, this is very bold, obviously Argentina with Scaloni with Argentina, always a contender. But I look at this game against Spain, it's one of the ones that remain in the history of this game. So, Gonçalo, you're quite a great example to talk about this game because Gonçalo is a Portuguese man, football fan, and he lives in Madrid. So
Right.
you live with the Spanish people. So you know what they're thinking. And how are we feeling here, Gonzalo?
There's
How
a
are
lot of
they
criticism
feeling?
in Spain. There's a lot of criticism in Spain because the Madridistas are always almost supporting Portugal to win against their own country, which is insane because they love Ronaldo so much. It's insane. And there's a big rivalry, almost Barcelona-Madrid, that is coming by because it's Ronaldo versus Lamine Yamal.
Pedri, Lamine, Gavi, Cubarzi, Valde, a lot of Spanish players that are references to Barcelona. Yeah.
But I think the
Madridista.
real rivalry won't be Lamine Yamal versus Ronaldo. It will be Vitinha versus Pedri.
And Lamine Yamal versus Nuno Mendes. Versus Nuno Mendes, best left back in the world against best right winger.
100%. 100%. I think, like, I understand the criticism that people talk about from the Portugal side and from Cristiano. I think the issue isn't really Cristiano, and we'll get to it in a second. But I think the issue is that sometimes we play too much thinking that Cristiano is 27 years old, and he's not. I think he's a really, really good striker. I think he has an incredible presence in the area, but going for random crosses the whole game, it just doesn't work. And
It's true.
I think eventually that raises the criticism that it's the problem is Cristiano. I think it's just the indications and the realization that Cristiano needs to fulfill a different role. But I think he's still incredibly influential.
And the game against Germany was a great sign because this was one of the best games I saw from Cristiano Ronaldo in recent history, okay?
100%.
Because, yes, it's not because of the goal. The way he was playing with the dynamics and the trust that the teammates had in his ability at certain given times. I agree with what you said. And a big thing for that to be the case, Gonzalo, is also Rafael Leão not playing. Pedro Neto is a very different player at the left wing, playing with Cristiano Ronaldo that Rafael Leão is. Defensively, he's a lot more supportive. He understands a lot more what to do with Cristiano Ronaldo. He doesn't move solely with his intention. He moves with the intention of the striker. So very, very comprehensive player. So I think that's a very big positive for Ronaldo to play with Pedro Neto at the left wing. And I believe that's going to be the case. Portugal will play Diogo Costa, Nuno Mendes, Inácio Ruben Dias. And at the right back, don't put João Neves. It's Nelson Semedo. That's my choice personally, ahead of Diogo Dalot. Then I put João Neves and Vitinha, the best midfield in the world, cooking to play against Pedri. I put a Bruno Fernandes. I put a Pedro Neto. At the right wing, I have to put Bernardo Silva at this moment. And at the striker, yes, it's Cristiano Ronaldo at this moment in time. And first player to come in, you know who that is? Rodrigo Mora, because this player is built different. And if we want to find results that we are not seeing in our mind, is by testing what has never happened before. And Rodrigo Mora has never been playing for the Portuguese national team. First team, obviously, it will be his debut, and I can guarantee I can see Rodrigo Mora having his debut against Lamine Yamal. I can see Rodrigo Mora saying to the world, "I'm one of the best young players in the world, no doubt." I say it, the best player is sair do Olival. Leaving Olival will be named Rodrigo Mora real soon, and I know Vitinha just came off Olival. Okay, I know the levels of talent that we're talking about, but that's my confidence. So. Gonzalo, who are the players that you believe will be the big difference in this match?
Something you mentioned that is really important is that Pedro Neto has to start over Rafael Leão. I mean, Rafael Leão is really talented. I think nobody disputes that. But this season was probably the worst season we've seen him with the Milan shirt. He has not scored a single goal in San Siro this season.
True.
And Pedro Neto has been performing for Chelsea when he's fit, and he's been very important and key player for the club. And so I think Pedro Neto, also for the defensive side that you mentioned, also for that, tactically and also in terms of form, is the right choice to make. Now, I don't know, I didn't dislike the crazy tactic of having like a midfielder on the right back position. Now, for me, João Neves needs to play midfield. But I wasn't completely averse to that. I don't think
he played there at PSG too. I understand that.
Yeah, exactly. So he played there for PSG. But I agree that the best starting 11, the only switch I would make would be to put Bernardo Silva not in the right wing and switch with Chico Conceição. I think he's in form. I think he scored an amazing goal. I think he had some incredible chances, incredible clips that he raised for TikTok, man. And wow, I think he performed. I think he's hungry. I like that. I like to play players that are hungry, and I think Conceição deserves to start.
Very well stated. Very well stated. And teams that win have that mix of experience plus a bit of hungriness. And Conceição totally represents just that. That for Porto was a great goal too. For the guarantee, maybe the move to leave Porto, because yes, as it seems, I don't know if Francisco Conceição will return and play for Porto, but it was very good. I was really happy for the kid. And you mentioned fast the duels, Vitinha against Pedri, completely. This will be an historical final in the Nations League, Portugal-Spain, because there's a Vitinha against Pedri. There's a Nuno Mendes against Lamine Yamal. There's a Cristiano Ronaldo versus Dean Huijsen, the new center-back of Real Madrid now, okay, against the legend of Real Madrid. That's just a matchup that I'm so curious to see. And then
crazy.
We have the historical factor. Okay, Portugal, Spain, these are thousands of years that we know each other, and that we have a bit of animosity. So now the football pitch represents just this, and it's a great way for us to resolve our issues, and Portugal winning this game. And I mentioned Vitinha at the start. My friend, I knew about Vitinha. This is the clip that I posted recently. Vitinha, baller in 2021. I always knew Vitinha was incredible, and he would be one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah. But I'm so happy that I can say that this season, Vitinha is the best midfielder in the world, alongside Pedri, okay? The two are the best, no doubt, ahead of Jude, ahead of Declan Rice, ahead of Barella. Vitinha had a monumental season, and I'm not afraid to say a better season than the Ballon d'Or season of Rodri when Man City in Spain, okay? Vitinha had a better season, more impactful for his team and for Portugal. If we are winning the Nations League, if Portugal's winning the Nations League, then I sure believe there's a chance. It's the PSG dynamic, and it's Vitinha stating to the world, I'm better than Pedri, and I'm the best midfielder in the world, Champions League winner, and definitely it will be embarrassing if it's not the case. Top 3 for the Ballon d'Or, minimal. If he wins the Ballon d'Or, nobody can debate it. Nobody can debate it, okay? But top 3, don't rob my guy Vitinha.
I 100% agree, Alex. I think Vítor Machado Ferreira, better known as Vitinha, is totally this year Ballon d'Or contender, and there is no dispute if he wins it, if Portugal win the Nations League. There is no dispute. Vítor Machado Ferreira could be Ballon d'Or this season. I think also he had a better season than Rodri when he won the Ballon d'Or. I totally agree with that statement. And I think he was absolutely clutch for PSG to win the UEFA Champions League. I think there is no dispute. We've seen great attacks at PSG, but this midfield is what makes a difference, and the wing backs as well.
Exactly. And Vitinha, that's what we had to say about Vitinha. Do you agree with us that he's one of the best, if not the best midfielder in the world of football? Put in the comment section down below. If you're listening to the podcast until now, like this video on YouTube and follow us on Spotify and Apple.